Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in my lab, but I'm also back in the book. Woo-wee! I'm having fun doing this thing. I hope you enjoy the lessons, because I'm enjoying putting them out there again, going back, reminiscing about the good old days. All right, let's go. I got a good one for you today. Rightism, 25 will live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking, mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Okay, let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my yacht, be true. I'm wrapping up part 2 of the Q&A of the questions of how to climb in the tree of life, the Kemetic tree of life. So now we're over here with topic is the main god and goddesses that make up what we call the Anuyan tree of life. We've been over it. This is again, we're going to talk about these right here again, giving you a breakdown. You should know them like you know yourself, so to speak. So that's my point. And my goal is to get you. And I see them, I see me. Because these are all aspects of you. And when you master them, you'll see it that way too. So the second important part of the Anuyan tree of life climbing is what? The idea derived from the Paute is that they're present. They represent what we call the whole number 10. 10, and thus conveys another esoteric idea of what a special symmetry as well as the amount of numbers necessary to bring creation into existence and also produce the seemingly endless multiplicity of forms and where in time and space, aka physical creation. This is why God can keep duplicating endlessly, okay, in the physical form with these qualities. The first one being the highest level is at the top, Ra, and he is juxtaposed. That means opposite. So if you juxtapose somebody out against each other, opposite. You got Ra at the top and you got Haru at the bottom. And at the action you see in this frame right here, that line, that vertical line, the line goes from Ra to who? Haru. This represents me and you. So if Ra represents us, this is us with God in the flesh. I've been getting that point across and trying to make it to you as best I could. It has been put out there, laid out there. I'm just another one just trying to follow up on it. I'll get you there hopefully. No, but the highest level being Ra, and he's juxtaposed by what they call the lower level, but watch this, of the Paute, which is the image of Haru. And I keep saying me and you. Why? Because that's us. If we in the flesh do what we are potentially had the potential to do, what? Know ourselves. So at one end, you see the perfect singularity, aka the supreme being, God. You got that. Self, the supreme self. And at the other end, which is us, when we become what? The perfect combination of what you call spirit and matter. God in human form. Again, they come together in the form of what's again, I keep telling you, Haru, that's us, flesh. God made flesh. Spirit become matter. So while the figure above may be understood as this, as referring to what we call our higher self, and Haru at the bottom, our lower self. So the key is to what? Master one's lower self and raise yourself up to meet your Father. That's a concept that every religion professes. Moving on. And I know them all. Moving on. And watch this. So while the figure above, maybe I'm still referring to higher and the lower, again, that's you. When in reality, the figure is not to be understood as a teaching, but what? Of something that is above or better, but something that is below being less. No, it is the teaching, the concept, which expresses the essence of creation, which containing sublimity as well as the grosser objects, meaning the physical form, which all emanates from the same source. In the Hindu Vedas, they call them the all, the absolute. Same concept, okay? We call it the source, all right? But our ancient Egyptian teachers states that which is above is the same as which is below. We've been proving it forever. But watch this. Now, because of misinterpretations and other ways they want to use it, it's been explained a whole bunch of different ways. All right. But watch this. If the above and below teaching is to be applied, first of all, it should be fully understood as referring to an idea that what? Everything in creation is just a reflection of the spiritual essence which transcends physicality. There's another level other than the physical. This is the lowest level, aka this is hell. Material. This is hell. Spirit is all non-material. So, becoming conscious of that, that's where it all lies, where the spirit now is enlightened. That's the key to go back home. Moving on, I hope you understand I'm beating this horse to death. I'm going to continue to beat it. So therefore, again, that which produces good and evil is who? You. Us. We produce either good or evil. So all that the devil made, no, stop with that nonsense. Moving on. And because of our ignorance, we're going to commit evil. But once you get enlightened, evil doing is no longer on the charts no more. It's not an option in my life to do dumb or bad or wrong things. How about that? That's how serious you are about what you believe. That's all. It's the same thing. And in the terms of what? That human beings conceptualize it and not God. Again, God ain't got a damn thing to do with your decision makings. Understand that? No, neither one. It's all you. Again, if you get enlightened, you can make better decisions. Yoda, your own decision advisor. That's God. That's you becoming conscious of who you are. If you profess to be your own ego self, that's the devil. Why? Same thing. Same person. Your choice. And it's all based on what? Perception. And then the actions of what? Human beings. You can think all you want. That's speculative. You can think it. Operative is putting it to action. Okay, dumb is the thought. Stupid is putting it into action. So being dumb and stupid, you got the ego together like yin and yang again. But watch this. God does not have good or evil. Why? Humans do. God don't have sex. Humans do. Yeah, my feet running right now, but I hope I'm making the point when I'm teaching. This is what I'm trying to teach. Make the point. So get you across the point that you can understand and move on and do better for yourself. Human beings create this distinction through their want, their actions, and their feelings and their own ignorant desires, as well as their relative outcomes and their evolutions of what? Them as they relate to a particular human being doing the elevation. If what you're doing is good and prosperous, that's what happens. If what you're doing ain't good and prosperous, it won't do good or prosper. The physical universe, which we live in, what's this? The physical universe is just an emanation, a reflection from the spiritual essence, which is the real, and as such, the spirit that's in us is real. The physical body is just a reason facsimile to carry the spirit. Please understand that. And what's this? And such and sustained by what? The spirit. The physical body needs the spirit in it to live. Without it, it's just a bunch of nothing. Moving on. But in the very matter which constitutes creation, that's God, is what? In reality, spirit. Again, spirit along with what? Consciousness And spirit is condensed form, just as what they call the fall from spirit to matter. When a person falls asleep in their mind, watch this, they dream world is what? Condensed out of what? Their own consciousness. You can't dream or fathom something that's not already in your damn head. Think about it. And consciousness, which is partially composed of subtle matter, okay, individual identity, that's the ego self, and the person's desires, that's you, that's everything that's pertaining to you. You have total control of that. And if you're ignorant of it and you like when you start out, you're going to continue to do it. Okay? When you get better in understanding yourself, you'll change. Watch this. The noon, which incorporates everything. The noon is what they consider what? The underlying primordial consciousness, meaning of creation. Before anything, it was the noon. The noon is potentially can be anything, but chaotic. The first thing Ra did when he came out the noon was set order. My girl, let me read this out to you. About to come to the end here. Oh, I got to go. I'm not good. I might have to ask another question. All right, let me get this out the way. But the noon, when Ra created, may be seen as what? The soul. That's the first. Ra, the soul of creation. And now, who comes next? Tahuti, which is what? The ibis-headed bird, which is what? God's mind, may be seen as the cosmic mind of creation. What's this? Now, you got Het Hadu. Remember them? Ra, Mayat, Tahuti, and Het Hadu. We just went through Ra, Tahuti, the mind, conscious mind. Now we got what? The cosmic mind of creation. Het Hadu. Okay? That's Ra's daughter. She's the one that you don't want to mess with. But she represents what? Be seen as they call the vital life force of creation. She's power. And my girl, Mayat. What do Mayat represent? Mayat can be seen as the underlying order of creation. First thing he needed was order. Order is the sun shining when it comes, goes down. That's order. Circulation of universe, that's order. That's ran by Maya, according to their philosophy. And what's this? And I understand now where we at, the creation. So Tahuti, Het Hadu, and Maya, they, along with Nephotep and Ayaseti, they represent motion and stillness, okay? Another part of the concept. But part of you, again, yourself, your body, are all underlying principles. These are principles or aspects that you can manifest and practice. We gave them identity so you can be aware of them and put them in perspective. Whenever I see my God and Goddess like that, I just know this is all me. My dude who studied that Bible is all him. And he understands it, he lives, understand that. That's what it's all meant. We've been doing it for a long time. Okay? And again, if what you're practicing, what you're believing in, it can be anything you want, if you're not prospering, if you're not being blessed, why are you doing it? Moving on. I got time for one more question. So the next question is, well, how are the God and goddesses or cosmic forces, principles, connected and accessed? Good question. Good question. I'm going to answer it. Again, this is a diagram. How they connected. You see these lines here? I just told you the juxtapose, Ra and Haru, This is you when you master oneself. That's the concept. But in order to do that, you have to go through all of these to get to the top, back to where you come from. Okay? Again, going back home, so to speak. But they gave a philosophy and a concept that you can practice, and it do just that. It will get you, Christianity, Christ supposed to get y'all to God. If you're practicing that, it will. Same thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A philosophy and principle follow, we do the same thing as the religion. That's dogmatic follow. So I'm not debating that. Please move on. Let's go. I just have a concept that I'm teaching. That's what I'm doing right now. This is mine. So the pathway. The question was, how are the gods and goddesses, the force principles, connected and accessed? How can I get to them? How do I use them? I just showed you on the Anoyan theology tree of life, the cosmic graph, you can see that the obelisk, that there are 10 divinities, 10 Neteru, or my man say Neteru, okay? Usually with the CT, it's ch. So the top 5, again, here this good, this breaks it down, I hope you get a better understanding right here. The top 5 represents elements, okay, of nature, subtle planes of existence, and they're all elements of existence. Watch, the bottom 5 represents what? The human plane, the physical form. Tai, where we are physical, Pet, next level, astral, and then we're going to do the after. All those are conceptions and ideas that we had a full understanding about. I do, and try to explain it to you so you can too. But you had to study, put some more working on your own to get the understanding, because Jesus got to be mastered each one. And then my process, my concept, self-mastery of each quality of yourself, just like the chakras, takes about a year. Well, I'm just moving on. Again, if you want to practice something, your job ain't to determine how long it takes. Your job is to get it, to get where you want to be. Put the work in. The sooner, more work you put in, the sooner you get there. Simple as that. No shortcuts. Moving on. So the top 5 was elements. That's why the 6 was the spirit. Man, beast. 6 protons, 6, yeah, we've been to that so many times. But they're telling you that's the concept. But the bottom 5 represents human plane and the physical world. Each divinity, again, this is what you need to understand, represents a sphere of cosmic force. They are interconnected in a particular way, and that way is a path to what? Your self-discovery, by what? Starting with the one, and that can lead to what? The other, and another, and so forth, and so on, until what? All are mastered. That's why. That's the name of the game. And that's the goal of knowing thyself. It's a process that you have to follow. You can't get a master's degree without going to college and putting in the work, being taught, practice, putting in the work, return paper, showing them you learn it and understand it. So life is the same way. I didn't go to school. I lived it. Excuse me, I get annoyed with that. Well, I don't give a... Calm down. I got knowledge. I got understanding. So you can take your degrees and you know where you can put it. What I got, I can live with. What can you do with them degrees? Well, I brag about it. Moving on. And the work you put in to get them, I respect that. I understand that. But again, what it's going to do for you after that? What you get from me, you can live on and on and on. It don't stop. Again, lifelong, eternity. It goes on. This is life lessons. Again, to the end, where we at. But they are all interconnected. Like I say, family, uniformly. In this practice, when you do it right, cosmic forces, okay, you see all of these lines, you see them going back and forth, but they're all connected by what they call cosmic forces. That's the invisible thread and the divinities. What do all of those mean? Again, what are all those interconnections? How does that give us insight into interrelationships of the divinities? Why? Because if we know those and the myths give us those, then we have to what? Now we have a blueprint, aka a roadmap to what? To how to lead, that will lead ourselves from one to the other. And of course, to what? The ultimate goal to what? Reach nihas, which is to know thyself. For Christians, it's the anointment, whatever you want to call it. But it's what? Getting knowledge of self, practicing and mastering it for what? Oneself. If you claim to know thyself and don't know the Anubis aspect of you, don't know the breathing concept of Shu, don't understand nature, you don't know Jack. Again, stop with the what you saying and the word don't add up. The definition of the word, you saying everybody does this. No, you can't use everybody and say everybody does this. No, it don't work that way. Respect and understand differences. That's all, and we all have them. And that's normal. It should be respected, not, well, no, that irks me. Because you may know a little bit. What I know about what I know don't make me no better than nobody else, except when it comes to living. If you ain't living right, I'm better than you. Why? I am. I ain't got to do nothing. That's his concept, not mine. If you're not getting what you think you should get, you should change what you're doing. Why? Until you get what you get, you're doing the wrong thing. That's why. And my philosophy has been paying off for me since I've been practicing it. And those who follow me say the same thing. So I'm not beat for what anybody think or feel about it. Again, I'm not here to appease or please nobody, but those who want what I'm teaching. That's what I'm here to do for you. Again, this lesson is done. I can move on to the next one. We about to go to how to understand the cosmic the graph of the tree of life. It's about to get good. Stay tuned. Hope you join them. Let's go. And in closing, right thinkers, man, you all there to be 100. Me 100 minus a day. So I never know my right thinkers who's starting to know who they really are who passed away.